Gossip Girl here, your one and only source into the scandalous lives of Manhattan's elite.
Hey Upper East Siders, there's nothing we like more than a deliciously surprising fact, and today we're having a special 5 for the price of 1. XOXO Gossip Girl. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down the top 5 most surprising facts about Gossip Girl that you probably didn't know.
It's often said that no matter the truth, people see what they want to see. Some people might take a step back and find out they were looking at the same big picture all along.
Number 5. New York has a Gossip Girl Day.
How can anyone not love New York?
Well, if you're not sick of me yet, you want to show me some more later today?
Spotted, legions of fans pining after their beloved series now that it's come to a conclusion. Well, good news for the heartbroken, the fun doesn't necessarily need to end. Think of this as a one-night stand with an ex that you won't have to keep as your next dirty little secret.
You're no one until you're talked about.
So you came home and you told all of this to Jenny, and that was the beginning of Gossip Girl? So you've had the power to reveal her identity this entire time?
It seems Christmas comes in January for Gossip Girl fans, because once a year you can relive all your favorite memories with S, Queen Bee, Lonely Boy, and the gang.
There's nothing Gossip Girl likes more than a good cat fight. And this could be a classic.
Thanks to self-proclaimed casual fan, as if, then Mayor Michael Bloomberg, January 26th is Gossip Girl Day in NYC, an excuse to celebrate everything that made this series what New York Magazine called the greatest teen drama of all time.
I'm shocked. I thought it was Dorota.
Number 4. Penn Badgley almost quit acting.
Say life is giving you signs, and you're ignoring them because you're afraid of the thing they're signaling you to do. But then you think, what if these signs are here for a reason? And ignoring them just makes me a coward.
It's a fact, no one does scandalous and sexy quite like the students of Constance Billard and St. Jude's.
Well, if you ever want to get the perfect shot of me feeling like an outsider, I'm ready for my close-up.
But what would the formative years of Serena, Blair, Chuck, and Nate have looked like without the outsider perspective of our sulking heartthrob lonely boy himself, Dan Humphrey?
She doesn't know me. Nobody knows me. It's cool. It's fine.
Game of Thrones might have you believe that no actor is irreplaceable, but we respectfully, scratch that, passionately disagree.
They're trying to make it go away, but how do you kill a feeling?
Exhibit A, Penn Badgley is Dan Humphrey, and fans should accept no substitute.
For the record, I like you. Only you.
Well, that's good, because I feel the same about you.
In a terrifying what-if nightmare world, Badgley almost turned down the role. In fact, he did turn it down. Twice.
Everyone makes a mistake at least once. I never nearly slept with Georgina Sparks.
After 2 canceled TV series, he decided to move on to other things. Thankfully, producer Stephanie Savage changed his mind.
I might have spent my whole life on the outside if you hadn't let me in. Which I'm holding against you.
Number 3. Blake Lively and Penn Badgley were homeschooled together as kids.
You really go out with some guy you don't know?
Well, you can't be worse than the guys I do know.
This just in. Whatever Vanessa would have you think, Serena and Dan go back way further than her and Dan. Blake Lively and Penn Badgley certainly had no trouble steaming up the camera lens with their believable on-screen chemistry as Serena van der Woodsen and Dan Humphrey.
Looks like we finally found common ground.
So it's not much of a surprising fact that they actually dated from 2007 to 2010 during the show's run. But they actually knew each other long before their respective star-making roles on Gossip Girl. Their families were friends, and the two were actually homeschooled together as kids. Here's hoping their homeschooling experience together was a little less dramatic than their time at Constance Billard and St. Jude's.
I've made mistakes. I've made massive, heartbreaking mistakes. But I've never stopped loving you.
Oh, excuse me if I don't fall for that.
Number 2. Gossip Girl's identity was almost accidentally revealed in the pilot episode.
What? I read Gossip Girl. That's for chicks.
So that was in your laptop up into it last night, reading all about Serena van der Woodsen?
Rolling Stone, wow.
Spotted in the very first test screening, Lonely Boy typing away at his computer while Gossip Girl herself, voiced by Kristen Bell, narrated.
Send me all the deets. And who am I? That's one secret I'll never tell. The only one. XOXO Gossip Girl.
You're nobody until you're talked about, but Dan was getting talked about a little too much for the showrunner's liking. and the audience had way too good of an idea just who the supposed nobody from Brooklyn actually was. Gossip Girl in the flesh.
She's gonna come. I know she is.
Whoa, wait. Dan is Gossip Girl? Gossip Girl, you crazy?
After the screening to a test audience, the offending scene was cut from the episode for obvious reasons. Penn Badgley himself claims to have not known that Dan was Gossip Girl until he actually filmed the revelatory moment. So the writers clearly upped their subtlety game after having flirted with disaster by nearly ruining the surprise on day one.
So I guess that means it's all over now. That we can all grow up and move on?
Yeah. Gossip Girl's dead.
Number 1. Gossip Girl was almost adapted into a movie starring Lindsay Lohan as Blair.
Blair, it's always been my dream to be your bridesmaid.
Do yourself a favor and stop talking right now.
Dear young Manhattan elite, how does it feel to have survived a near-death experience? Ask any celebrity heiress, there's no such thing as bad press, just bad publicists.
You can't make people love you, but you can make them fear you.
But when it comes to Lindsay Lohan, they have yet to invent a publicist that can spin her story.
No, wait a minute.
What is this?
Actual vomit.
She is social suicide in its purest form, proof that lost weekends should be had in moderation.
I never signed off on a lost weekend.
Do you really think I want to spend my weekend watching women with tramp stamps work out their daddy issues?
But when this movie was pitched, it had success written all over it. Lindsay Lohan was the hottest teen actress after Mean Girls, and no one wrote nuanced teenage girls better than Amy Sherman Palladino, the creator of Gilmore Girls, who was set to write the script. Could it have been a hit? Sure. But the Blair Waldorf and Gossip Girl we got is hard to beat.
Once again, the world has proven anything you can do, I can do better.
Do you agree with our list?
Yes, I do.
How will you be celebrating your love of Gossip Girl next January 26th? Did we leave out any deliciously surprising facts you can think of? For more scandalous top 10s and top 5s that are the talk of the town, be sure to subscribe to MsMojo.
I love you. And I know you love me too. Tell me you love me.